about this even before we came on the air. You could make an argument that the decisions to be made at the defensive line when it comes to 53-man roster time will be even more challenging than the decisions to be made at the wide receiver position, which I think everybody believes is one of the deepest positions on the roster, and it is. But you look at the decisions that are going to have to be made on this defensive line contingent, man alive, that is going to be a tough road to hoe.
Just real quick, I'll give you this. You got, let's say Rousseau makes it, Jerry Hughes will make it, AJ Epinesa, okay. Let's say Ed Oliver's going to be there. Let's, for the sake of argument, say F.A. Obata, because he's been talked about as being a guy. Boogie Basham, Mario Addison, Starlo Tulele.
How many you got now?
That's 8.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't have Harrison Phillips, Vernon Butler, Daryl Johnson, Brandon Bryant, Justin Zimmer, Mike Love, Eli Ankou. I mean, Trevon Hester, Harrison Phillips, Vernon Butler, Daryl Johnson.
Those guys were all on the roster last year and part of the 2 deep.
Those guys are make the top 8 if you're putting all those guys I said to begin with.
Yep. Break time for us here. Steve and I will dive into it a whole lot more when we return, including your thoughts on the tweet sheet. We're also going to be hearing from Special Teams Coordinator Heath Farwell, who had some interesting comments on the return man competition, as well as kicker Tyler Bass. We'll hear those when we return. Here on One Bills Live, presented by Kalata Health and Buffalo Bills Radio.
WGR Sports Radio 550. All sports, all the time. The motto for world-class competition has always been faster, higher, stronger. It's the same for Navient, makers of condensing tankless water heaters. Faster to install and set up, higher performance and efficiency to provide endless hot water. Stronger with the industry's strongest warranty. All because of the copper-free stainless steel heat exchanger built in every unit. Learn about Navient's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navient contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. What was it? They go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs can stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Not available in every state. Based on coverage limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Car and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates from Federal Illinois.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has wheels and an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast, like same-day pickup or next-day delivery fast. At Napa, when we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available in stores now, in-stock items only.
Howdy, the streamer here. You know there's a place down yonder where 3 streams converge into one. It's where I saw the Mandalorian get himself into a space while watching me some UFC. And those folks from Modern Family had me cackling like a trout getting tickled. But that's a Disney bundle for you. It lets you stream Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for only $13.99 a month. The Disney bundle. It's streaming at its best.
Includes Hulu access for your play. Access content for each service separately. Terms apply. Visit thedisneybundle.com for details.
Hey, what's going on here? A window that needs to be replaced can wreak havoc on your home. From heat loss to leaks, they can even cause security issues. When you need to replace windows quickly, call Express Windows for fast, easy, and affordable window replacement. Express Windows high-quality vinyl double-hung windows start at just $269, and military and seniors always get a 20% discount on top of their already low rates. Go to expresswindows.com or call 602-8500 for details. Express Windows, fast, easy, affordable.
Finding the perfect used car can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. At Yorktown, we make it simple with a focus on certified pre-owned. When you see the certified symbol from the official vehicle manufacturer, you know the vehicle has passed a rigorous inspection and comes with extra benefits like a manufacturer warranty and roadside assistance. To find the best value and peace of mind, head to Yorktown. Yorktown Certified Vehicles. An official partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Mornings. The sun is rising, the birds are chirping, and I'm gonna stop right here. Because we've got to talk about these croissant breakfast sandwiches at Tim Hortons, made with fresh cracked eggs, sizzling hickory smoked bacon, all on a big, buttery, flaky croissant. Sure, birds are nice, but when you're hungry, there's nothing better than a croissant breakfast sandwich now at Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Hi, I'm Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Teamwork is defined as the combined action of a group, especially in effective any position. But in Western New York, it's truly defined by the critical care team at Oshai Children's Hospital. This team doesn't just win games, they save lives. Join me to support their life-changing wins. Give today at patriciaallenfund.org.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
A lot of things have changed in 40 years, but mouth-watering hoagies from Jim's Steakout has not. Dine in, take out, or get their famous flavor delivered to your door. Visit jimsteakout.com. Jim's Steakout, celebrating 40 years of mouth-watering hoagies and chicken finger subs.
You're listening to One Bills Live with Chris Brown and Steve Tasker on the home of the Bills. WGR Sports Radio 550. All sports, all the time.
Well, welcome back. Thursday edition of One Bills Live. We'll have our colleague Maddie Padlock coming up in the third hour as we talk the first week plus of training camp with her, including some surprise standouts, maybe some under the radar people who have flashed. We'll get into that with her in the third hour of the show. We will also be hearing from Matt Hott, the new punter for the Bills, as there's a little bit of special teams feel here. And special teams coordinator Heath Farwell, as promised, who will come your way now. Basically, Coach Farwell was asked about a number of players on his units. He does talk about the return competition and where it stands right now. And he also is talking about some players who find themselves in position battles at their respective positions on offense or defense, but who do play prominent roles on his special teams unit. One of those players is Daryl Johnson, who is obviously in the thick of a very deep and talented defensive end race on the defensive line. Here is Heath Farwell extolling the virtues of Daryl Johnson on special teams.
He's always been great for me, to get, four faces out of a defensive end, those are hard to find. He's pre-game when I talk to the other coordinators, he's the first guy that they bring up. He's the guy they have to, it's a mismatch having a guy that big and that fast running down the field. He's just a huge factor they have to account for. And then it's what I tell these young players, look what he's done. He's able to find a niche on special teams and buy himself time to play defense, to learn the skill. He came from a small school in college. So here he is. Now he's having a good training camp, a defensive end. So that's what special teams for is buy you time. Obviously these guys want to be starters at other phases, but really you can really play a lot of ball and play some good ball. And there's a lot of correlation between, a defense player, offensive player, how, we try to use the same terminology on special team, same technique, same communication. All the terms are very similar. We try to make them where they're they fit together. So I think that's where Daryl is really excelling.
That's a pretty ringing endorsement for a guy who's, fighting tooth and nail to be one of the 4 or 5 defensive ends on the roster. You play all 4 main special teams units, and Heath Farwell revealing that other coordinators in the league are like, dude, that guy's a major hill. He has a mismatch problem. This is a matchup game, Steve, even on special teams. He is a clear mismatch on special teams. That's huge added value for a player.
He's a big dude that can really run, and he finishes tackles. He's a good tackler. He's in the right spot all the time. He just plays really well on special teams, and he's a big guy. They're hard to find. Usually you get medium-sized, linebackers and tight ends, maybe that big, who can run stuff, but physicality isn't there or whatever. Or you get guys, like me, who are smaller guys who can really run or just, can cover a lot of ground. But a big guy can run through a single block. Even if the guy squares up on him, he gets his shoulder and snowplows the guy, and he just keeps running. Mark Pike was probably the best big man special teams of all time, and he was an absolute nightmare to get stopped when he gets running down the field.
He was 285-pound guy.
Yeah, he could really run.
And you're not blocking him with one guy. He can't wedge up anymore.
That's right.
With the new rules.
That's right. You can double team him, but you've got to have two pretty good guys to double team him. Because there are ways around that. If you're going to face up on a double team, just real quick, he'll just pick the smallest, weakest one and steamroll that guy. And the other guy ends up,
Getting caught on the opposite side.
yeah, he's trying to catch up to him again. The smaller guys, it becomes a bug on a windshield. And, it's hard. And I remember,
Well, I'm glad you explained that because, you hear, oh, he's a mismatch, he's a headache. I was gonna ask you, explain why he's a mismatch. You kind of just did it.
it's a numbers game. You got guys running down the field, and if you got to get two guys to block one guy, the numbers start to get out of balance. And and if you've got one guy that's really fast, you got to get somebody on him, maybe a deeper guy or whatever. You put two guys, if you put those guys next to each other, you got to double team this guy, and this guy got to have somebody who can catch. Or if you're going to get him the back guy, that all of a sudden you got to swat and cut through your cover, your return team. That you got to shore up somehow.
Well, as a return team, you're already losing one guy because the guy returning the football.
Right.
So it's already 11 on 10. Now you have another guy that you got to double. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's coming down on kick coverage. You got to double that guy. Now it's
particularly a big guy who can really run fast.
now it's 10 on 8.
Yeah, and it goes down from there. So it's a problem, particularly on kickoff and punt coverage, when you got a guy running down who's big, a load. Bam Johnson has been doing it. That is why he's on the team. And for young guys out there, they're looking around. They're going, man, I got to make this team. I hope I make this team. Bam Johnson's figured it out. They need guys like me. And whether I can play defensive end with the best of them or not, they do need me to cover kicks. It's a great way to hang in there and make a nice career for yourself.
The position that is most firmly under the microscope on special teams is probably that of kick and punt returner. And it is a job that is being contested by 3 players who are in the mix, namely Isaiah McKenzie, Marquez Stevenson, and Brandon Powell. Those guys are in the mix there. And at this point in time, Keith Farwell gave his assessment as to who is out in front in that competition.
Yeah, it really depends on how the roster plays out. You'd love to have one guy do both of them, but that's definitely a possibility. Until we get closer and see what they do in the preseason and see how this roster is going to play out, that's a 3 receivers competing for the kick return and punt return job. I don't know how the roster is going to play out. We're still getting through that. With Coach McDermott, Brandon Peter going through all that. I'll give him my feedback, but we're open to having one for each.
So that was Keith Farwell actually addressing whether they would use 1 returner or 2, 1 for punt, 1 for kick. But as it pertains to the competition directly, Steve, here's who he thinks is out in front with the 3 guys in the mix.
Isaiah, he's in the number 1 spot right now. He had a great return last season. We've seen him in the past doing it, and he's there's nothing that shows anything different now. He's a guy that I have to drag off the field every day after practice with Jugs. He works his butt off. He cares. His mindset is there. He's in the driver's seat. Isaiah, did a great job for us last year. He has the talent. He has the elite speed, the quickness. I think it was more of a mindset for him. he's gotta believe it. That's our, I believe in. You believe in yourself. And as soon as he, felt that he felt that the coaches, and we believe in Coach McDermott on down, you've seen his, he's just been taking full control of it, and you can just see the positive energy and the positive vibe of he feels confident in himself, and that's really what it comes down to. He's got to feel very, very comfortable back there, feeling it clean, because when the ball's in his hand, just like on offense, he's as talented as there is.
When you are a player like Isaiah McKenzie, who is unquestionably gifted in speed and quickness department, but is not maybe in any other, and he's coming back every year on one-year contracts, it's hard to know whether or not you have the full confidence of the coaching staff that you can do your job on a weekly basis. It looks, maybe just explain for our listeners, the difference when your coach or your coordinator says to you, hey man, I believe in you, you can do this. Let's go. I mean, it looks like it made a difference for Isaiah McKenzie.
It takes away your fear of failure. If you have a bad play, it takes away that, like, oh, they're not going to be back out there. It takes away that fear that of failure. You're going to be, you can go out there and go for it. You don't have to hold back or do anything different than you would normally. When you think about it, gosh, when you're worried about what the coaches are thinking about you, every mistake is magnified and you're worried about making them. When you take ownership of it, this is my job, I'm going to take it, I'm going to own it. It's a different mentality when you're back there ready to catch a kid. You're almost like you're watching show off. That's kind of the mindset you want to be. You want to be, out there just absolutely, exploiting your skill set and just have total confidence in it. When you don't know if anybody believes in you, that's when you start to have doubts. And when you're back there standing by yourself, what that ball dropping out of the sky and all this stuff's going on around you, the last thing you need is doubt. I mean, it's hard, man. I've said this too, real quick before we go. Isaiah McKenzie is the kick returner and punt returner. I would look, for me, and I don't know if it's looked this way for Isaiah or not, it was really difficult to be ready to play offense and defense, or offense and play greater down distances as a wide receiver. Because if you want a guy to do it well, it's better to have him totally dedicated to kickoff and punt return. Because there'll be conversations that, hey, Heath, what return are you thinking about on punt? And he said, well, if it's on the further hash, we'll go left. If it's on the right hash, we'll go right. That kind of thing. And he said, and if he does that, then you go to the guys who are going to be in front of you and say, hey, if it's on the left hash, we're going right, and we're going to think about this. Remember that guy does this. You have these conversations, you're thinking about the kick, and you're envisioning it as it comes down. If you're on regular down and distance, third down goes, it's an incomplete pass, goes, what? Oh, yeah, I got to go out and return. And that's the first time you think about it. And all that thought beforehand and the conversations you have beforehand don't happen. And those help. Those help in your mindset and your readiness to go back there and execute. So with that in mind, we will delve into this when we come back in the next segment. Could there be given weeks where Brian Daigle needs Isaiah McKenzie for a mismatch on the offensive side of the ball, and then you turn to someone else to return kicks and punts so as not to put too much on McKenzie's plate? And who might that be to fill the void? We'll discuss that next when we return here on One Bills Live, presented by Collide Health. It's Buffalo Bills Radio.
WGR Sports Radio 550. All sports, all the time.
Prescription products require online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. Yep,
Free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to Hims, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/JOY.
Hi, it's Janet Snyder. The used car market is red hot. Now is a great time to sell or trade in your vehicle. So why sell your vehicle to Northtown? Because it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Go to northtownauto.com or stop into any Northtown location for your Northtown market trade-in value in minutes. 2. Their experts will quickly offer a top dollar for your vehicle. They need quality pre-owned vehicles like yours, and Northtown's Kelly Blue Book trade-in process ensures you're getting the best value for your vehicle. And 3, they'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. They buy all makes and models. So why would you bring your vehicle to the Northtown Trade-In Center? Because it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. That's why the buying center at all Northtown locations makes it convenient for you. Now is the perfect time to trade in your vehicle. So you'll see why. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it at Northtown.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside, or you can have your parts delivered right to your door. Free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is...
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You put solar panels on your house because it saves you money. But that's not all. Putting solar panels on your house is like putting a sign up front that says, I care. I care about the environment, about sustainability, about the future. It tells the world that you care and that you're willing to do something about it. Find out if solar is right for you at solarbycir.com. Attention business owners, there may be thousands of dollars in tax credits, employee retention credits, or disaster loans just waiting for you to claim them. IRS Help can help. If your business was affected by the pandemic, you could qualify. Just call IRS Help at 822-HELP. That's 822-4357. Serving Western New York taxpayers for almost 40 years, our team of licensed professionals can help you with a free consultation. Let IRS Help you claim your cash. Call IRS Help today, 822-HELP. That's 822-4357.
Divorce doesn't have to be scary, especially when you have experienced attorneys on your side, like the team at Leslie Clark and Peshkin. We'll walk you through the process and develop a plan specifically designed for you, your family, and your future. Clients tell us that after one meeting, we've helped reduce anxiety and build confidence with a clear path forward. Leslie Clark and Peshkin is a proud partner of the Buffalo Bills. Contact us for a free consultation today. WCPlaw.com, 350 Main Street, Buffalo.
Now, Buffalo has a choice for country. The all-new 1077 and 1047 The Western New York, switch now. The all-new 1077 and 1047 Move to 1077 and 1047 The Wolf. Nobody plays more new country than the all-new Wolf. WGR Sports Radio 550. All sports, all the time.
There we go, One Bills Live on a Thursday. Training camp, we're rolling on. And we are discussing the return man competition, as we just heard from Special Teams Coordinator Keith Farwell. Isaiah McKenzie is in the driver's seat for that role. I guess something spectacular in the preseason might be the only thing that changes that conversation. But Steve and I, in discussing this and referencing McKenzie's role on offense the last couple of years, Steve kind of pointed out, might be challenging for McKenzie to handle his normal package of plays on offense while also serving as kick and punt returner. So, what happens in a given week? Knowing how Brian Dable likes to play the matchup game, that's kind of the roots, the nuts and bolts of his game plans every week, to find the mismatches, exploit them. What happens if he comes to Sean McDermott one week and said, hey, I'm really going to need McKenzie for about 15 plays on offense this week. I know he's doing returns. Well, what do you want to do there? They may have to come up with an alternative. So, what happens then? Do you return to a with special teams like Taiwan Jones to be returned? Or do you have somebody on the practice squad and you use one of their two callers with the expanded practice squad rules and say, all right, let's give the rookie a shot. Here's Mark Weiss.
Yeah, it could be also they just use Micah Hyde to catch him.
Could. Well, that's just punt stuff.
Right. Kickoff, and kickoff's a little easier to do than punt. No question about it, because you have time to catch the ball. You don't have guys breathing down your neck when the ball's dropping out of the sky. But punts are the thing that is the catastrophic the other way. Kickoffs are easier to get on top of. Even in the worst case scenario, you're going to end the play with the ball. Not always the case in punt return. But yeah, you could make it on a weekend like that. I think it might be, they could do it both ways, but I think it probably would be like if they had got into a thing, say, listen, if Isaiah has a number of snaps and does this and this and this in the game, we'll have Mike return the punt on that series, and we'll put Taiwan Jones back to kick. Right, we'll do it with guys. But if we're going to the game, knowing Isaiah's going to get a number of snaps, maybe we will bring up if Marquez Stevenson is doing some good things and we're liking him and he wants to go and give him a look, we'll bring him up. Those kind of things. Or it could be him or it could be anybody else.
Yeah.
So they'll have different options to do it, but I think on the spur of the moment it becomes one of the go-tos like Micah Hyde just to catch the punts, and then on kickoff, literally there's probably double-digit 10 guys on the team who have done it from high school at some point, right? Return kickoffs. So all these guys are at the top of the list in the high school teams at one point or another as an athlete. And they probably did it.
We, our MSG viewers, are watching Isaiah's 54-yard punt return from last year against the Dolphins in the season finale. The second to last guy he passes is his teammate now, Matt Hahn. The punter trying to cut him off.
He was quoted today, they asked him if he ever said anything to Matt Hahn. He returned a punt against him on week 17 last year, and he said, I called him my son.
Oh! Wow.
You gotta have some fun with it.
Yeah. Did you see Brian Dable the other day when he was asked about Isaiah? Yeah, that was funny. That kid's a character, man. Hey, he couldn't help but laugh himself. He's always got something to say. He's always got a wisecrack. Almost to the point where he exhausts his teammates. Like, yeah, my son, John. Dude. Yeah. I mean, they love it, but man, there's sometimes, and then they always play short jokes on him in the locker room. I can relate to that one.
Yeah. We're seeing the last hockey rule number 2 for the Dolphins last year, which is obviously Tyler Bass's number, so he's not wearing it this year.
I think it's 3.
3. Interesting.
So, yeah, I think that could be a scenario that could very well come up this season, where Dable's like, hey, look, I need you. And, they're going to have to make arrangements to make sure they're not compromising any part of their special teams unit too severe.
There's nothing that says they feel the same way about it that I do. It was my feeling as a kick returner and punt returner and sometimes a wide receiver. It was either one or the other. You either do both return duties or play wide out. Once you did that, return duties really, really suffered. And you look at the great ones. Deion Sanders is a great kick returner, but didn't do it every time. He wasn't dedicated to it. When they were in a game or whatever, they wanted a chance, and they'd throw him out there. Devin Hester was such a good returner, and has been called a Hall of Fame caliber kick returner.
Nobody has more returns for touchdowns than him.
he would have had, I'm telling you right now, he would have had at least twice that many if they would never have put him on wide receiver.
Yeah, special teams on.
Once he got to be a wide receiver, the touchdowns dried up on kick return.
Why do you think that was?
You don't think about it. You don't commit enough mental attention and focus to that job. You're on down and distance, you're thinking about the 3rd and 3, and it's incomplete, or we got it, and you keep going. You never give punt return a thought until it's like, hey, it's 3rd down, you better get out there. Get ready. And he's like, oh, okay, right? It just doesn't work. You're thinking about down and distance, you're talking to the quarterback, and all of a sudden the special teams coordinators come over, hey, we need you out here. You're just not concentrating on it. And it takes a lot of focus and concentration. And like I said, those conversations on the sideline about how that last return went, and what you're thinking and what they're doing. And, one of those guys will say, hey, I got that guy. We're going to, like back in the day, I got Benny. Benny Thompson's we got it. Don't worry about him. That kind of stuff. You don't worry about Elder Shelley and all these other great, special teams coverage guys. And you just go after it. But when you start playing down the distance as a return guy, you got other things you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean Sean McDermott, agrees with me, and it doesn't mean Isaiah McKenzie feels that way either. He may like it fine. And it's always more fun to play. I do that too. It's fun to be on the field. So the more you're out there, the more fun it is. So I get it. Everybody wants more on their plate. But it's hard to be good at all that stuff.
Great time for us here, but when we start the second hour, we will hear from Hunter Matt Hawk and from one Isaiah McKenzie. Both of those guys coming your way here in the second hour of the show. One Bills Live, presented by Collide Health. It's Buffalo Bills Radio.
WGR Sports Radio 550. All sports, all the time.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has wheels and an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast, like same-day pickup or next-day delivery fast. At Napa, when we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available to spin stores and in-stock items only.
Howdy, the streamer here. There's a place down yonder where 3 streams converge into one. It's where I saw the Mandalorian get himself into a space swallow. Watch me some UFC. Those folks from Modern Family had me cackling like a trout getting tickled. But that's a Disney bundle for you. It lets you stream Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for only $13.99 a month. Disney bundle. It's streaming at its best.
Includes Hulu, Access, Word Play. Access content for each service separately. Terms apply. Visit thedisneybundle.com for details. Sports Radio 550 WGR Buffalo on WKSE HD2 Niagara Falls, Buffalo on 98.5 FM.
An Odyssey station.
Buy today, camp tonight. If you're packed and ready to spend time in the great outdoors, you don't want to wait weeks for an RV to arrive. Now you don't have to. With Colton RV, you can buy today and camp tonight. Colton RV, the official RV dealer of the Buffalo Bills, has $8 million in pre-owned inventory. That means motorhomes, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels ready for delivery. There are 500 RVs to choose from, plus get a $200 camping package. There's a really cool football offer, but you have to stop in and find out more. Buy today, camp tonight. Get a new Confluence for just $2.99 a month, or a 2019 Forest River Forester for just $4.99 a month. Buy today, camp tonight, going on now. Visit Colton RV in North Tonawanda, Orchard Park, or ColtonRV.com.
2021 PZ Influence, $2.99 per month with 20% cash for trade. $7.99 EPO with approved price. 2019 Forest River Forester, $4.99 per month with 20% cash for trade. $5.99 EPO with approved credit. Buy today, camp tonight. Available on select in-stock units only.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Now they moved, Dad.
Actually. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to acretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's acretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, after represent National Client.
When I needed an experienced lawyer, I called Barnes Firm. I didn't know how much my case was worth. The Barnes Firm got me the best result possible. After my car crash, I called the Barnes Firm. Best call I could have made.
I'm Rich Barnes. How much is your case worth? You might be surprised. Call our Buffalo office now. It might be the best call you could make.
The Barnes Firm, injury attorneys, 1-800-8-million.
30 million children rely on school for food. And with school shut down around the country, these children are extra vulnerable. Do we have an idea? We're going to read you books. Faith in the Children and Share Our Strength, No Kid Hungry are on the ground serving children who need our help now more than ever.
They've set up a fund to directly address the food shortage and educational needs of kids impacted by COVID-19.
All you have to do is watch our story,
Share our story,
and we'll get through this together.
Seneca Resort and Casinos invites you to treat yourself, indulge, break away from the ordinary in a world-class destination all its own. Be a part of the action and the celebration. Invigorate your senses and expect the unexpected. Thousands of ways to win and to satisfy every craving. Surround yourself with excitement. Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Nothing else comes close.
I'm Brandon Dean of the Buffalo Bills. It's my job to build a winning team on the field, and now I need your help to build a life-saving team for Connect Life. Bills Mafia, we need you to represent this summer and help ensure that our local hospitals have the blood they need. And everything they collect stays right here to help our family, friends, and neighbors. Bills Mafia is about community, and we need you to help give back now through blood donation. Make your appointment today at connectlifegiveblood.org or call 529-4270. Go Bills.
Hi, this is John Murphy. The Bills season is right around the corner. Get all your updates and Bills news right here on WGR Sports Radio.
And Steve Castro has been all over the field, and he even had a little world record. Steve, up Flint, we're not even in the stratosphere of normalcy. All right, there we go, hour number 2 on a Thursday. We want Stephon Diggs work his route running magic.
Steph did a thing today in practice where he got him.
Yeah, and does that a lot. I was like, oh my God, did you see that? And he ended up into a big play. That was, just, I don't know, I hate some of the stuff he does. And I get it too, a little bit of it has to do with practice and there's some time there, maybe like time or whatever, but yeah, they do, the guys now, they run those routes and they come in and out of their breaks with such technique and ability and explosion. It's just, I don't know how they do it. Yeah. I just, I look at it and I say, the offense is just going to kind of pick up where they left off. It's hard not to feel that way with the way they are able to execute. Now, the defense is making some more plays of late. Tremaine Evans had a nice play. He had good coverage underneath. I want to say it was on one of their top 4 guys. He was in coverage on it was Diggs. And pass break up on a route where basically he came into Edmonds' area. And Evans broke it up. It was a nice play, right?
Edmonds had a pick 6 today early in practice on 11-on-11 where he stepped out and Josh didn't see him. He stepped out of after behind the rush or wherever it was. He snagged it and got up and took off. Josh was chasing him.
I don't think he's gonna get him. Yeah, it was a good play, really good play, and you could tell it kind of put the juice back into practice there. They really going and turned up the intensity a little bit. Everything got better after that. It was a pretty good play by Tremaine, and actually it wasn't a bad throw by Josh, but he couldn't see Tremaine because of the traffic and all that. And Tremaine snagged his good catch. So, all
all that stuff goes on every day. It's pretty fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. And we are talking special teams here in hour number 2 because a lot of them were made available to the media after practice today. One of the newest Bills on the roster, punter Matt Hawk, who replaces the outgoing Corey Borges, addressed the media after today's practice. Here is the Bills' new punter.
I think ultimately the decision just came down to Buffalo wanted me, and I wanted to be somewhere where they wanted me. After talking with Keith and Smiley and Coach McDermott, I love that they preach here, family, trust, all that kind of stuff, and that resonates with me. I'm a big family guy, and my family's all close back home and all that stuff. And meeting these guys, it's been great. Honestly, it hasn't even felt like a transition to me. They welcomed me right away, which made it easier on me coming up here. And for me as a punter, man, I'm just trying to get better every day, improving on all the little things, adjusting the little scheme differences here. But for me, it's all about coming out and getting better every day and hitting consistent balls, having the guys around me trust me trusting them that they're going to make plays, kind of feeding off each other.
You punted in this stadium, you know the challenges. Kind of how you navigate through that and make sure that you know exactly how this swing works and everything.
It's a huge advantage just obviously being here and having this be our home field. And Heath and Smiley do a great job every week with weather reports and stuff like that. And being able to practice in it is a huge advantage. Rather than being surprised when you get here, you expect it, you know what's coming. So just working through it every day and finding little tips and tricks to help maybe drop or direction and kind of little things like that go along with.
Bill, the question touched on it, Skyler earlier, in place, and just like kind of there really isn't a competition, right? What's that like for you to come into a place and just get really dial in on getting read and dial?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I got to the league, I had competition my first year, I had competition my third year. But for me, I treat it like there's competition every day. I mean, I may be the only punter here, but there's 32 other punters on the other teams, and however many punters they brought into camp. So, I mean, in Miami, there were situations where the kicker had made the team, but they ended up bringing somebody else in that was on another team in the competition. So, in my eyes, I'm competing every day, whether it's against myself or because I know there's a million other guys out there that want to be in the position I'm in right now, so you can't take any day for granted.
Well, you just had one. Bill wanted 41 last year.
It's exciting, but I'm going to go out there with my numbers called and do what I can to help this team win any situation I'm called out there to be in. But I think that's just credit to this team, the offense, defense, especially working together and winning ball games ultimately.
You had a lot of you to be so good and putting constant running without
Well, I practice. It's actually something I kind of learned on my own in college and then got tips and tricks from my kicking coach, Jamie Cole, as I grew up and being around other guys in college and the NFL, learning from coordinators and stuff like that, just in philosophies. But I think a lot of it comes down to trusting the gunners that they're going to be down to make a play, trusting the cover guys, trusting protection, and just being able to be out there and swing freely and place it where I want. It's huge.
Say most of those are awesome.
Yeah, anything plus 50 is an awesome kid. I think you always get better at it. You see guys now like Johnny Pecker last year. He instead of hitting the outside, he hit the banana card, which in my eyes, if you're not comfortable with it, there's more risk than reward. But if you're good at it, it's deadly. So I think there's always something you can get better at. There's always stuff you can add. And I think that's for punting as a whole.
You throw that in there.
I don't mess around with it, but not comfortable really enough right now to throw it out in the game. But something like in the off season, if I want to work on a day of complete not normal punts, maybe one step punch back, or just trying new things. Because like I said, there's a million other guys out there that some of them probably can do that. And the more you can do, the better.
And you got good at the awesome
So there's Matt Hawk, who's just talking about coming in, and even though there isn't another punter in, he's still competing against himself and competing as if anybody can be brought in on any given day, which we have seen happen. So probably a good approach to take, to hold on to the job he currently holds as Bill's punter. And interesting too, Steve, much like Bojorquez, he also is a lefty. And I know that can cross up return men at times because the ball spins a different way on its way down.
Right.
Not as accustomed to seeing that. It's not a huge thing though, is it?
I don't think so. I don't think
Then
so.
why are lefties clearly coveted more? And there seems to be this prevailing thought that, oh yeah, we, like Belichick for years, almost only takes left-footed hunters. What's the deal?
I don't know. I didn't think too much about
Is there
it.
some algorithm we're not aware of? Like,
Probably.
probably. Okay.
If you're catching the ball out of the jugs machine, you can spin it the other way.
Right.
That's one thing. It does move the opposite way of a spiraling punt from a right-footed kicker. But what are we talking about? You're juggling, yeah, you're tracking a ball in the air. And what happens? What happens when a right-footed punter hits it to your left?
Go over there and catch it.
Yeah, we're tracking and catching. And what if a left-footed punter hits it to your right? So,
Too much.
I think so.
I just don't understand why they said, ooh, yeah.
Now, maybe there's some statistics that say left-footed punters 14 turnovers.
Okay.
Then I'll listen. But I have not been made aware.
We're gonna have to get to the bottom of that. We're gonna have to delve into that. Also, speaking and addressing the media today, was the man who Heath Farwell said was in the driver's seat for the kick and punt return job. That is one Isaiah McKenzie. Here is Isaiah, who is very often a character in press conference situations.
Yeah, you have a great chance here. When you were behind an all-pro returner, and now this is kind of your job to lose, I guess, so to speak, right? I mean, what does that opportunity mean to you, how you're approaching?
It means a lot to me. It means the coaching staff, our players get a lot of faith in me, and I don't want to let them down. I was behind Jerry for 2 years. I learned a lot from him, and I'm not trying to go back to the season last year. I got my opportunity, and I made the best of it. So I just want to, capitalize on that and just keep making plays back there when I can, when I get my chance. Show the team what I can do, show the coaches what I can do, and just keep going from there.
Obviously, something that jumps out with you, Isaiah, is your speed. Just how much pride do you take in that aspect of your game?
A lot of pride, you know what I'm saying? It's not self-proclaimed, but I am the fastest down the team. And a lot of people say I'm not, but I think I am. But I take a lot of pride in that. I try to, each and every day, I try to get faster. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep up my speed. I'm getting old now, Not Dre old, but I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 26 now, so I gotta keep up my body, I gotta keep up my speed because you got a guy with speed. He came in, he's pretty fast. So I just keep up every day. I try to take pride, working out and get faster.
Mark said that it took you a minute to get some confidence, and now you have that confidence and taking full advantage. How was that process for you to get to that?
Say that one more time.
Charles was saying that it took you minutes to get that mindset, to have a lot of confidence in yourself. Now that you've got to that point, saying you take full advantage, how was that process for you to get to that point where you really were finished?
It took a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Coming here in 2018 and being coming with Bees and Bees came in 2019, Bees and John Brown. They taught me a lot about route running and things like that, just knowing the defense and stuff like that. And then when Drake came on, he taught me how to be a good returner because he was a great returner. Just showing me ways to get better at my game, and I just to hear whatever they said to me each and every day, and I applied it to my game. And now year 1 to year 5, I feel like I'm pretty confident in my route running, my return ability. I just want to get better each and every day. Now that I'm alone, Jim's not here. I just got to take full control and be consistent each and every day.
Some of those other lessons that you learned from him from Andre when he was here, because as you mentioned, he was an all-pro, really good at what he did. What specifically did you take away from him?
Situations, certain situations of the game, how to control, field position, just knowing when to fair pitch, when to take a chance. Just don't be too greedy. Do your job, make sure we have the ball at the end of the day. And we talked about that, and, you know, it's small, but it's big, because the ball is important.
Tough lesson to learn for a guy like yourself who believes in his ability to make a play almost at any point. So to know, like, you know, when you can or when you can't, is that something that you really had to learn?
Yeah, because, you know, coming from college, I'm saying I was a good returner in college, and I made some risky plays, and then coming from Denver, you know, everybody know how that went. But just learned, you know, I had the ability, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of, know when to do certain things and when not to do certain things. And I feel like now I'm up to speed. I know, I know every part of the game, every situation, and coaches are teaching me as well. So I'm still learning, but I feel more confident in myself than I did a couple years ago.
I feel like you've earned the trust of Ryan Dable, obviously, giving you touches, in the actual championship game, just, I don't know, coming through, what is your relationship with him like, having to feel like he's a guy who uses your best tools?
I'll tell you something, I love you, guy. I know. Well, he's put me in the best situation. You know what I'm saying? I just had to take, advantage of the opportunities he's given me, and I've done good so far. He believes in me, I believe in him. I feel like he's going to put me in the best situation possible. I'm trying to keep the ball in my hands when he can. We have a lot of guys that need the ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. I understand that. And I understand my role in this team. But, I just got to take the opportunity. Kid, so then I feel like I'm going up here, feel like I'm, you know, I don't know, I just, everything here is, has developed me as a player and a man, you know. Coach McDermott does a great job, and, you know, every year I get better. Every year as a man, I grow, you know what I'm saying? I feel like just being here, I just, you know, I feel confident now. You know what I'm saying? My personality is showing a lot more, and that's how I want to be. Coach McDermott tells me all the time, be free, you know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Like when you start on the field, you know, it's our business, and I understand that.
Taking advantage of your opportunity last year. Jake Kumro did that. I mean, he had one target, one catch for a touchdown in that Denver game. Where did he come from? Because obviously the Aaron Rodgers stuff is kind of, you know, his name is popular around NFL circles. He's coming here and he's having quite a training camp. I mean, how much confidence you guys have in him, and what do you make of who he is as a player?
We love Jake.